The Two Frogs. Many years ago, there were two frogs who lived in faraway Japan. A cozy ditch in a seaside town called Osaka was home for the one, while the other lived in a stream which trickled through Kyoto. They were happy frogs. Then, curiously, at the same time, they had the same idea. They decided to travel and look at the rest of the world. I would like to see the Mikado's wonderful palace in Kyoto. I have never seen the sea at Osaka, honked the other. So early one morning, both frogs set off. They traveled along the same road, but one started from Osaka and the other from Kyoto. The road was long and dusty. Their legs grew tired, and they had to leap into deep grass many times to rest and cool off. About halfway, each noticed a high mountain which they had to climb. They went, getting slower and slower until they reached the top. Croaking happily, both jumped into a cooling pond and almost crashed head on. "I'm sorry," the first frog said politely. "I wasn't expecting company." "Neither was I," said the other. "This is a pleasant surprise." Both washed off the dust. Then they hopped over to some cool damp shade under a stone and stretched out their weary legs. "I have heard Kyoto has many wonderful palaces," began the first frog. "I would like to see them and the rest of Japan too." "I have never seen a ship, and I would love to see the beach and a whale and perhaps a shark," replied the second one. "I don't care for whales or sharks," the first frog shuddered. "They are rather big. You see, have you ever seen the Mikado?" "No, not exactly," was the reply. "But I have seen his soldiers." They chatted about their homes and agreed that it was difficult to keep cool in the summer in either Osaka or Kyoto. "The mountain is halfway between both towns," said the Osaka frog thoughtfully. "It's so high that if we were taller, we could see both places at once. Then we could decide whether we wanted to go on." His legs still ached from all that hopping up the mountain. "Good idea," replied the Kyoto frog. "I will tell you what we will do. We will stand on our back legs and hold each other up. Then we will get a good view at the same time." Both frogs jumped up. They stretched as high as they could on their back legs and clutched each other very tightly. The Kyoto frog looked over his new friend's shoulder towards Osaka. The Osaka frog looked over his friend's shoulder to Kyoto. But those silly frogs forgot that when they were standing up, their eyes were at the back of their head. You can check this for yourself. Dear, dear, Kyoto is exactly like Osaka. What a waste of time my journey has been. "Osaka is the same as Kyoto," exclaimed the other. "I may as well have stayed at home." They dropped their front legs and down they fell. Both frogs bowed politely to each other and hopped back home. The towns of Osaka and Kyoto are as different as chalk and cheese, but for the rest of their lives, those frogs believed they were exactly the same. They never wanted to leave their comfortable, damp little homes again, ever. Moral of the story is that one should be aware of one's own limitations as well as strengths.